Well, hi, I'm Cheryl Belson with American Sewing Guild, and I'm joined today by Gail Yellen of Gail Patrice Design. And Gail, I'm so happy that you could join me today to talk about sergers.
Well, thank you so much, Cheryl. And this is delightful. It's kind of like deja vu from a couple of years ago at the beginning of the pandemic when we did the interviews. So this is fun. Thanks for inviting me.
You're welcome. Well, I just was thinking, maybe it's a great time to talk about sergers. And I thought, who better to talk about that with than Gail? And I'm just wondering, Gail, if you were to be talking to someone that was either brand new to serging, or if they've had a serger for a while, but they really just haven't done much with it. Maybe they just finished seams with it. But what are some top tips that you would give that person?
Well, the one thing that I hear from coast to coast is people always say, I don't use my serger because I'm not good at it. And I always say, no, you're not good at it because you don't use it very much. The top tip I say, take it out and play with it and sit down and give yourself, even if you only have 10 minutes a day to play with it. By getting familiar with it and getting a feel for it, I think that you'll be more confident about changing settings. Everybody changes settings on their sewing machine, their stitch length, stitch width. Sometimes they might make some adjustments on the tension. You can do the same thing on your serger, but I think people are much more apprehensive about changing things because they're afraid they'll never get back to home base again from where it started. And they really shouldn't be nervous about that because there's lots of help out there. And also, once you sit down and play with it a little bit, you'll find they're not scary anymore.
That sounds like some great advice. Some advice that I need to take myself, because I'm in the category of I've had a serger for quite some time and I need to break out of the mold and do more than just finish seams with it.
And there are so many things that you can do with the serger that you can't do with the sewing machine. Now, granted, you can't make a buttonhole on a serger, but there are so many things that you can do. And also, there are so many decorative threads that you can use for beautiful stitching. And it's just a matter of knowing how to do the settings on them and finding the threads that work well on your serger. I always say, not all sergers are created equal. So some sergers will work very well with any kind of decorative thread, any weight or anything else. Others might be a little more limited on what they perform well with. Get more familiar with your machine and all the wonderful things it will do. But there are so many creative things that you can do, as well as conventional finishing seams and clean finishing edges on things. That's just the tip of the iceberg for what you can do on a serger.
Well, those are some great tips, Gail, and we are so appreciative to you sharing some of your vast wealth of knowledge with us in this little quick chat of top tips regarding sergers. Yes. So thanks for joining me.
Thank you. Oh, my last tip is subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/Gail Yellen for my serger tip clips. And I always get lots of questions and I love hearing from people. So I'll help you with any problems that you have.
That sounds great. Thanks so much, Gail. Talk to you soon.